Anxiety, that restless knot in your stomach, the racing thoughts that keep you awake at night, the invisible weight pressing on your chest. Most people see it as debilitating, something that holds them back. It feels like a storm inside the mind, unpredictable, relentless, and uncontrollable. But history tells a different story. Miyamoto Musashi, one of the greatest warriors who ever lived, faced anxiety every day. And he didn't let it weaken him. He harnessed it, transformed it, and used it as a tool to achieve mastery in battle and in life. Musashi's life was never easy. Orphaned young and thrown into a world that demanded responsibility, he faced doubt, failure, and uncertainty from the start. Yet every anxious thought, every moment of fear became a mirror for introspection. It became a chance to understand himself and the pathway to growth. Like steel forged in fire, his struggles became the crucible of mastery. Even at the height of his legendary career, Musashi felt waves of anxiety. Beneath his calm exterior, the same fear, doubt, and restlessness many of us feel pulsed quietly. But he didn't run from it, he channeled it. Each pang of anxiety became fuel, sharpening his focus, his strategies, and his anticipation. Modern science confirms this. Moderate anxiety activates the nervous system, improving focus, attention, and preparedness. Anxiety, when used wisely, is not paralyzing, it's a tool. Musashi's genius came from strategic foresight. His awareness of potential outcomes, honed by years of anxiety and uncertainty, allowed him to anticipate challenges and act with precision. Great commanders throughout history do the same. They visualize failures before they happen. Anxiety, in Musashi's hands, became a guide instead of an enemy. This approach is reflected in his two-sword style, Niten Ichiru. One sword is immediate action, responsive and instinctive. The other is patience, precision, and strategic restraint. Together, they symbolize a balance between fear and courage, instinct and thought. Anxiety informs action, but it does not control it. Modern psychology calls this relaxed alertness, the ideal state for performing under pressure. Musashi often retreated into solitude after battles, dense forests, remote caves, quiet temples, not to escape, but to reflect. Neuroscience shows that introspection reorganizes neural networks, helping with emotional processing and decision-making. In these silent moments, Musashi met his anxiety, studied it, and transformed it from fear into guidance. He discovered that comfort is the enemy of mastery, that real growth emerges in discomfort, and that the mind sharpens when tested, just like a sword forged in fire. He didn't stop there. Musashi deliberately trained in hostile conditions: snow-capped peaks, slippery riverbanks, rain-soaked forests. Every element became a teacher. Controlled exposure to stress builds resilience, research shows. Musashi's environment mirrored the unpredictability of life, giving him practice in focus, emotional regulation, and high-stakes performance. Every challenge in nature became a rehearsal for the battles of life. Musashi's philosophy turns anxiety into a tool. It heightens awareness, signals areas to improve, sharpens intuition, and prepares you for action. Positive psychology confirms this. Those who reframe anxiety as a growth signal develop higher performance, creativity, and personal fulfillment. Musashi lived this. Each anxious heartbeat became a cue to push harder, think smarter, and act with intention. So, how do we use this today? First, recognize anxiety as a messenger. Observe it, analyze it, understand its roots. Let it guide your preparation, training, and foresight. Embrace controlled discomfort. Place yourself in challenging situations to build resilience. Integrate fear and courage, like Musashi's two-sword style, balancing instinct with strategy. The legacy of Musashi isn't just in his undefeated duels, it's in his mastery of the inner landscape. Anxiety, doubt, and fear were never erased. They were refined into precision, clarity, and brilliance. Solitude, reflection, and controlled challenge transformed his mind into a weapon as sharp as any sword. Modern lessons are clear. Anxiety is natural. Trying to eliminate it is futile. But when embraced and channeled, it unlocks focus, insight, and performance. True mastery requires living alongside discomfort, not running from it. Practical steps inspired by Musashi. Spend time daily reflecting on fears and challenges. Push your limits safely to build tolerance to stress. Balance immediate reaction with strategic thought. Seek solitude to examine thoughts and motivations. Reframe anxiety as guidance, using it to anticipate, adapt, and excel. Miyamoto Musashi teaches us that anxiety isn't a flaw, it's a blade to sharpen resolve. When faced with uncertainty, ask yourself, will I let fear control me or will I wield it, turning anxiety into strategy, clarity, and strength? The strokes of the master swordsman cut through not just opponents, but through doubt itself. Those who learn to dance with fear, to harness it, carve a path to greatness. Musashi didn't just defeat others, he mastered himself.